Hi ladies! Thank you so much for stopping by again. If you're new here, my name is Hellynn and I am currently getting back-to-back egg retrievals in Korea. I have a condition called diminished ovarian reserve and I just turned 40 this year. And so in order to get back-to-back retrievals done at a cost-efficient price, I decided to travel to Korea this year so that I can make my babies. The reason why I started this channel was so that I can share all this information that I have retained throughout the past couple of years of infertility and getting IVF in Korea, just in case anybody does want a cheaper option to travel to get IVF. Whether you're looking for information about IVF or you're interested in getting IVF in Korea, either way, I'm here for you. So that's why I started this channel, and I'll link my infertility story and how I ended up coming to Korea up here. Today, I thought that I'd just share an update because it's been so long since I last shared an update about my retrievals. Honestly, a lot has happened and not all of it was good. And so I needed to emotionally and mentally prepare myself to be able to film. And so yeah, today I'll talk to you about getting COVID leading up to my 4th egg retrieval, what that was like, and how I dealt with it. Hopefully I can catch you guys up to present day pretty soon. After my 3rd egg retrieval, my doctor told me to take a little bit of a break, and I thought that was actually a really good idea. I had 3 back-to-back egg retrievals, month to month, not even a month between some of them. And so I think my body needed a little bit of a break. Also, I had a friend who was having a wedding in Jeju Island. For those of you that don't know where Jeju Island is, it's just a small island south of South Korea, and it only takes an hour from Seoul to get there by flight. If you want to see the ocean for a minute, then it's a great option. This was a great opportunity for me to actually take a break and heal emotionally and physically. I mostly stayed at the Parnas Hotel, which is where me and a couple other girlfriends were staying. It was just right off the ocean, so you know, we woke up to the ocean every morning. And oh, get this. Right next to the hotel, there's this hill full of 1,000,000 cranes. It's insane. These cranes are just chilling on the trees, and I don't know, I just kind of took it as a sign of fertility for myself because they're not storks, but kind of reminded me of storks. Maybe my babies are near. And it was very healing to wake up to that every morning. The wedding was amazing as well. I had so much fun. I just completely let loose. I drank a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I danced the night away to old people music. It was really fun, and I had a blast. But mid-trip after the wedding, my throat started feeling a little, scratchy. I'm like, oh, I must have some kind of allergies or something to some of the trees here in Jeju. And I just kind of brushed it off. But by the time that I had returned home to Seoul, not home, but my home away from home while I'm getting IVF, my throat had started to completely close up, and I knew that I was getting something. So I immediately COVID tested myself at home. It came back negative, but the next day I had one of my girlfriends who I shared a room with in Jeju, she called me and she said, "I'm COVID positive. You should go get tested at the hospital." And I was like, oh my God. The worst has happened. I got COVID, and getting COVID when you're getting fertility treatments done soon is you start immediately thinking about what could go wrong. So you just start worrying a lot. I immediately went to the hospital and I got tested, came back positive, and that was that. I got COVID. I immediately called my fertility clinic and asked them, what should I do? I'm positive for COVID, not pregnancy, but COVID. They basically told me it's totally fine. It's okay that you got COVID as long as you're not doing your treatments right now and as long as you don't have a fever. So they reassured me a little bit, and they told me it's okay to also take medicine for COVID. They're like, as long as you're not stimming, everything is fine. Stop worrying. I just took them for their word, and I took some flu symptom relieving pills that I got from the hospital. Most of the medicine that they gave me were just to relieve my symptoms. It wasn't something that cures COVID. My fertility clinic also told me that it's not going to affect my next round, so not to worry, which definitely reassured me. And so I ended up just hydrating a lot and taking lots of vitamin C and resting for the next couple of weeks. Of course, this is just my experience, so everyone's experience is going to be different according to their body and their health. And so you should talk to your doctor about what's right for you if you get COVID. I'm just sharing what my fertility clinic told me that I can do. Make sure you check with your doctor. It took a couple of weeks to get better completely, but it wasn't that bad. I had a sore throat, a little bit of a headache. I was really tired. I had a cough. It was just like a really bad cold. Once I finally got completely better, I actually went back to my fertility clinic because they told me that they wanted to put me on estrogen. In previous cycles, what had happened was I always had one dominant follicle and a bunch of small follicles surrounding that dominant follicle. And so this one would keep growing at a fast rate while the smaller ones would be left behind. And in order to kind of grow them at the same rate, my doctor put me on estrogen so that it would block that dominant follicle from growing on its own. So yeah, they put me on estrogen pills for a couple of weeks, and I took it until mid-stimulation phase. I remember my stomach hurt a little bit, and my doctor said, okay, stop taking it, it's fine. And so I got off of it. I think it definitely worked. All my follicles grew at similar rates and sizes. This time we had 4 follicles and 4 eggs retrieved. And so I was pretty happy. I had 4 good-sized eggs. I remember my doctor telling me that for somebody with my AMH, which is 0.06, I get a lot of eggs. So the fertility treatments were definitely working for me, and I was so grateful. After my retrieval, I had to wait. They make you wait at least a week before they send you any news of how your embryos are doing. And they just text you, they don't even call you. So you're just constantly anxiously looking at your phone. And it's just the hardest week ever. If you want to know how IVF works step by step at my clinic, I'll link that here. It was about 8 days later that I finally received a text message, and the message said that out of the 4 eggs that were retrieved, 2 of them had fertilized, but none of them had developed. I was pretty devastated. I was really angry at myself for not being careful. I was angry at myself for being tired, for going on the trip. I was angry at myself for getting COVID. You know, my job right now is to take care of my body and prepare my body, and the fact that this round was a failure, it just made me so upset. I definitely started to question a lot of things after this happened. Was it because of COVID that my embryos didn't develop? Or was it the estrogen pills? Maybe they weren't the best for me. I'm not sure. They told me that as long as I didn't get COVID during fertility treatments, and it's actually good that I got it while I was taking a break. They told me that everything would be fine and it wouldn't really affect anything. But I don't think that getting COVID helped. You want a healthy body when you're going through IVF. So there were a lot of learnings. I think moving forward, I don't want to risk anything. I will try my best to focus a little bit more on my health, and we'll just go from there. I then dove straight into my 5th round. There was no time to stay depressed. I was determined to make healthy embryos, and I knew that I had very little time to waste. I didn't want to waste time being sad, but I think something that I've learned is that I need to allow myself to feel my feelings and just kind of sit in them, because if I don't process them and I just sweep them under the rug, then it definitely shows up in very strange ways later. And so, yeah, taking care of my mental health was one of the things that I realized I need to focus on. So my 5th round, I will share in my next video, and I'll end it here. I am so grateful that you're taking the time to listen to my story. Honestly, it's been helping me to cope. I'd be really grateful if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you could hear more news, and comment below and let me know what you want to hear about, if you have any questions, or if you just want to reach out and chat. And other than that, I'll see you soon.